Welcome to the Mutiny Report. I'm Fletcher Christian. This is what it feels like to be alive right now. Let's talk about power. Let's talk about class. Let's talk about the Epstein class. Yes, I'm sorry. Because this weekend, Attorney General Pam Bondi sent out a letter saying, basically, congratulations, everybody. The Epstein files are done. Nothing left. Case closed. Finished. Wrapped. Pack it the fuck up and go home. Except that's bullshit. Because according to the law, the Epstein Files Transparency Act, there are still millions of pages of documents that were supposed to be released. Millions. Get that through your head. Not thousands, not hundreds, millions. 3 million pages floating somewhere in bureaucratic purgatory. Well, the government looks us in the eyes and says, trust us. Here we go again with that, trust us. We gave you everything. Yeah, right. That's not transparency. It's theater. The same fucking theater they've been in this entire administration, the Epstein administration. That's a magic trick where they wave one hand in front of your face while the other hand hides the vault. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Thomas Massie, a Republican, not some left-wing agitator, some activist blogger, a sitting Republican congressman has been pushing for the full release. And what happens? He gets attacked by his own party, by his own side, by Trump himself. Because Massie isn't playing the game. Massie called it what it is. And thank God for people like that. We need them in there. I thought they were all gone. He called it the Epstein class. He called it the Epstein administration. And that might be the most honest thing anyone in Washington has said in years. Because that's exactly what it is. A class, a protected class, a donor class, a yacht class, a jet class, a we don't go to prison class. And when someone threatens to expose that class, the system reacts like an immune response. Attack, discredit, marginalize, smother. It's the same fucking playbook they all use. Now let's talk about Trump. We always have to. Trump signed this into law. Yes, he did. But before that, he called the Epstein story a hoax. He downplayed it. He dismissed it. He waved it off. How could you sign a law and, this is all jacked up. It's a show. And now suddenly he's aligned with the administration that says no more files were done. Done for who? Done for the victims? Done for the public? Done for accountability? Because it seems like the only fucking accountability that's happening right now is happening in the private sector. Like the lawyer for Goldman Sachs and the big time agent in California is losing, but not our government. I mean, has any of this accountability been done for the people whose names are still blacked out? Because let's be real. If these files only contain nobodies, they'd already be public. Let's just get that through our heads. If they only exposed poor people, broke people, powerless people, they'd be on every website in full HD, unredacted. But when they contain billionaires, politicians, royalty, executives, donors, and friends of power, suddenly we get privacy concerns. We get ongoing investigations. Suddenly we get national security. This is one thing I want to point out here real quick. They can do that. They can redact, like keep files, but just by saying opening sham investigations and saying, oh, these files it was an ongoing investigation, so we can't show them. It's bullshit. Every excuse in the book. Meanwhile, lawmakers who actually saw unredacted portions of the file say they found major names hidden in just a couple of hours of review. A couple hours. Which means if they found that much that fast, imagine what's buried in 3 million pages. This isn't incompetence. This is design. This is how this system works. And I've got to beat it into the floor. You release just enough to calm people down, just enough to get headlines, just enough to pretend something happened. Then you close the door and start a war, right? And you tell everyone to move on. This is why Massie is dangerous to them. Not because he's radical, not because he's extreme, but because he's super fucking inconvenient for the Epstein class. Because he won't shut up. Hey, Rokon is the same. He won't accept the script, and he won't pretend this is finished. And instead of backing him, Trump goes after him. Why? Because Trump is still inside that class. He is still in the circles. He still benefits from the protection of the system. He still understands how fragile the agreement is. You don't expose us, we don't expose you. The old Potomac two-step. That's the deal. And it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat, independent, or anti-establishment. Once you're inside that Epstein class, the rules change. Different laws, different consequences, different reality. And the rest of us, we're just spectators. We're supposed to clap and say, mission accomplished, way to go. We're supposed to argue red team versus blue team. We're supposed to fight each other while the real story gets buried. But here's the truth. That's not about left versus right. I've said this so many times. This is about them versus everyone else. This is about whether power will ever be held accountable in this country, or whether wealth and influence are permanent get-out-of-jail-free cards. When an attorney general declares the investigation over while millions of pages are still in question, when a president attacks his own party member for demanding transparency, when lawmakers say names are still being hidden, that tells you everything. The Epstein network wasn't just one man. It was an ecosystem. It was access. It was monies. It was money. It was favors. It was silence. And that ecosystem is still protecting itself right now, in real time. So don't let anyone tell you this story is over. It's not fucking over. It's being managed. It's being contained. It's being sanitized. I don't know how you can clean this thing up. And the only reason any of this is public at all is because people refuse to shut up. Because some people still believe the truth matters. Some people still believe that sunlight is dangerous to corruption. That's what mutiny looks like. Not burning buildings, not slogans, refusing to accept lies dressed up as closure. Refusing to move on when justice hasn't happened. Refusing to forget. This isn't about revenge. It's about accountability. This isn't about me being pissed off just to be pissed off. It's about whether this country is ruled by law or by class. And I think we know the answer. And right now, the Epstein class is betting that we'll all get bored. Let's prove them wrong. Stay loud, stay human, and for fuck's sake, stay mutinous. Mutiny out.